Hey queens. Okay, it's recording. Still up with that with this phone. um, Obviously I've been gone for a while, so whether you're an old subscriber, a new subscriber, you just come across this video, I don't know however long you've been here, if you've been here from the beginning, whether you watched me for when I started doing makeup recently as of last October, my Mr. Robot reviews. I know I haven't done those and it premiered in October. I missed last week's episode because I was pretty sick. We'll get into it. And I've also, I don't know, fragrance reviews, jewelry collection videos, random, whatever you come across my channel for. Um, Thank you if you've stayed. I did have a series of videos before that was just, I didn't know what was wrong with me in the sense of, I don't know, what could or couldn't have been due to this or that, and you can watch those videos. The symptoms that I told you, like headaches and pains and random, just, I guess, symptoms. That's really all I can say about it. And I really didn't know what was going on. And everything was good. There were days that, I felt a little bit sicker than usual. There were days that I woke up and I just was like, ugh, like, not when you're sick, but you're just like extremely tired because you are sick or whatever, and things like that. And then eventually, after a while, I just woke up and, like they say, that was the beginning of what would be a very heartbreaking diagnosis, so to speak. And I mean, like they say, I've already cried about it, I've already had my moment and stuff like that, so it's not as hard to talk about it now. And I mean, God willing, I'll be starting my third cycle in 2 weeks, and we'll see from there. And then, have 5 years after that, and stuff like that. So I know y'all are probably like, okay, this is long, just get to the point. But I just really wanted to tell you guys that if you ever feel that something is wrong with your body, or you ever wake up one day and you just feel completely sick, or you're in chronic pain head to toe for months, horrible abdominal pains, horrible back pains, my hips, my joints, like everything just hurt head to toe. And if you ever have one of those experiences where you're just sick for so long and you keep seeing your doctors and nothing's coming up in blood work, nothing's coming up from a physical examination, that they're doing like an abdominal exam on you or anything, just, I don't know, just keep going to your doctors and kind of documenting your symptoms and like when they started and stuff, because that's kind of what I did. And I kind of had my rough idea thanks to making those videos. And when I stopped making videos, and obviously when you go to emergency rooms and stuff, everything has a time and a date. And like I said, I was sick, and then for 2 weeks I was okay. And then, like I said, almost in the middle of the day, I got really sick, went to the emergency room for the first time, in the sense of with whatever was going on at the time that we didn't know. And I had a couple scans done, and I was told that I have cancer. Now, at the time, they thought it was lymphoma because all the lymph nodes in my body were necrotic, which means they're dead or dying. So basically, at that point, my body was shutting down. I could not hold down food and water. I was so dehydrated that I really didn't have a heartbeat, and I chose, like, this is it. Like, I know my body and stuff like that, so I knew it was time to go. Fast forward 2, I think, or 3 more emergency room visits. Same thing. We're like, okay, it's either lymphoma or a rare type of blood cancer. Everything moves so fast. Oncologist, I was in the hospital for like 2 weeks, I think, or maybe 2.5 weeks. Um, Horrible, horrible pain all over my body. I had a port put into my body. There's a scar here, and I have my port here. If you have chemotherapy, you know what I mean. You can watch a video of the chemo ports that are put into your chest. We had the biopsy done. I think I said that. Had a couple shots put into my body. My arm is still kind of bruised from the needles. I was having blood drawn every 2 to 4 hours. Really crazy. I kind of have like this like fear now and anxiety every time I go to doctors and stuff like that. And in that time, I think after the hospital, I had ultrasounds done and then I had a full body scan. And we found out that it was stage 3 testicular cancer. And it had spread all over the body in less than 2 months. And it had not spread to the brain, which was the best part because if you know, then you know. So since October 2nd, I've been undergoing chemotherapy, which is why I haven't been active. I got extremely sick. So I didn't even have the energy to even like look at my phone besides like just to see the time because I could not get out of bed. Physically, I just could not get out of bed. There was so much pain that even like just going like this with my finger just radiated so much unspeakable pain, and painkillers weren't working. And I had, again, my port put in and my biopsy and all these other procedures done, and they used lidocaine and their painkillers, but nothing was working. And that was the sad part, that I would feel every single thing, and it was just miserable. And I still do, because chemotherapy wrecks your body. I go 5 days a week, so like they say, I've already lost my hair, you guys. And I know this is like not the best look for me, I guess. In a way, it kind of helps me live out my Amber Rose dreams. I always thought about shaving my head, but I mean, hey, I guess you get what you wish for. In a way, just not what I thought, which is why I say it was a very heartbreaking diagnosis when we found out. But my oncologist does say that we are looking at a full cure when that happens, when it happens, you guys. And then, you wait however long they tell you, you get your port taken out. I think like a final biopsy and scan, they see that you're cancer free, and I should say they take the port out after that. And then I think you have your 5 years, which I guess is like phase 2. And if you have cancer, then those 5 years after that you're in remission or cured, so to speak, is very crucial and very critical. Um, I think right now the worst part of my chemotherapy has been the side effects. I mean, losing my hair was kind of sad in a way because, it's kind of like, even though you think about like shaving your hair like Amber Rose, me personally, um, it's like you have a choice and it grows back. This, I really don't have a choice. And I mean, it will grow back afterwards, but what I mean, it's kind of like just seeing it fall out every day was kind of just, and shaving it off, I was like, whatever, like, let's just do it. But it's still kind of sad in hindsight that it happened. Um, Everything else, the nausea, I hate throwing up. That is the worst thing to me. I mean, yeah, pain and everything else that's happening to my body, but the nausea, like, it gets me really bad. And when I vomit, I mean, I feel a little bit better that I'm not as nauseous, but it's really disgusting, the side effects if you have chemotherapy, someone you know. Um, Again, I go 5 days a week. I'm there from like 8, 9 in the morning to about 3, 4 p.m. It depends. It's like 3, 3:30, 3:15, sometimes 4, 4:30. Um, and then, the bone shots also, if you know what I'm talking about, for immune system, for the bone marrow. Those the first 3 hurt. I get 3 in a row. 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday during my times. And the first time I got them, it really hurt, y'all. Like, from my lower back down was just extreme pain. The second time around, I kind of only had like a little bit of like nausea and headache, but I think that's also because I can't really sleep because of the amount of fluids I get. I'm always urinating. I know this could sound TMI, but I mean, this is what you go through as a chemotherapy patient when you have cancer. So it is pretty rough. I would say the first cycle, the first week of chemotherapy was the worst. Um, I don't know. You kind of get used to it, but you also develop this thing, I think for me specifically, or anyone who has chemotherapy, I mean, basically every day, it's just horrible to be being stuck in the chest with needles, your arms. I mean, there's probably scar tissue in my arms, which is why it hurts when I get my blood drawn. Um, I remember during the scans, I got sick because I was already sick, and you kind of feel goodish. And I remember just, I couldn't make it through the PET scan. I mean, I pushed through, but it hurt a lot, y'all. And the pain that I had for days afterwards was just like the most horrible bruise. And like, if you just keep hitting that bruise over and over and re-bruising yourself, I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, to explain to you the amount of pain that I had and still kind of have to this day is horrible. Is it as bad now as it was before? No, but it was just horrible chronic pain And I believe now, because you try some things they ask you to as a male and a female. If you ever want to have kids in the future and blah blah blah, and you go, to a fertility place and stuff like that. So basically, before the chemotherapy, it was, I guess, so advanced or metastatic that I can't have kids, and obviously after chemotherapy, your body is really wrecked. So I believe I can't have kids ever. So I don't know. That's one thing to brace yourselves, men and women, for any type of cancer. I mean, go get checked, go get mammograms. If you're a guy, go get a physical exam. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I did not have any typical signs and symptoms. They truly kept thinking it was lymphoma or some other cancer until the biopsy. Not saying that the doctors are bad or anything, but my body was just, I don't know, it was like dead, so to speak. I mean, even one doctor in the emergency room was like, "How are you still alive?" And in my mind, I'm like, "Well, you're asking the wrong person." I mean, I don't know. But yeah, so that's one possibility. So again, if you ever feel so sick or just not yourself, just go get checked for anything. Like, again, I just remember waking up with a bad headache one day and a pain in my side and feeling what I thought was a hernia almost like a month later. I'm not sure about the timeline right now in my head. Um, but like they say, turned out that it was cancer and it had spread all over my body minus my brain. So I'm just saying it because you never know. Obviously, mine cancer doesn't run in my family. As far as we know, I mean, no one's ever had cancer in our family. Just things like lupus or, I mean, diabetes or kidney failure, but that was because of their choices of what they do with their lives. That wasn't like natural. So, I mean, and me also kind of like pretty healthy, so to speak. Like, I mean, obviously I eat fast food and stuff, but you know what I mean. And I'm the first of my family ever. So that, again, was a big shock to us. So, I mean, there's a lot that happened. There's a lot of information that we learned. I mean, I learned a lot about my body, about organs and like things you never hear of and the way your body works and processes this and that. It's very interesting and very scary. I don't know. So I believe I'll be starting my third cycle, not this week or next, also depending when this video goes up. It's kind of like you just don't want to go because you know it hurts and you know the side effects already. It's not as bad as it was, but just knowing that you have to go through that more and more is kind of like, like you're just unmotivated in the sense to even go. I don't know if that makes sense. Um, I don't know. I've had two good friends that have really, kind of constantly text me. Obviously, my own family, like my immediate family, is with me all the time. And I mean, things I miss is like being able to go out in public. I mean, I have when I get my bone shots, but it's only like a quick thing. Like, if you really have to go, like, you're gonna go buy food or something, like from the drive through, or like they say, going to my chemotherapy appointments, the hospital, or to go get scans done, to go get blood drawn. It's really when I go out in public. Uh, can't think of anything else. But I don't know. I thought of maybe, I don't know if I'd ever be able to, because some days when you're on chemotherapy, you just can't get out of bed. Also, because you just feel sick or nauseous, or you're just always tired. Especially when you go 5 days a week. Like, jeez. Uh, to do like, I don't know, like some kind of cancer makeup tutorial. But I just want to let you know, guys, that I'm okay. I'm still alive, thank God. And I guess that's all I really have to say. I mean, I don't know what else to tell y'all besides I have cancer. But we are looking at a full cure whenever that happens. I'll let you guys know. And I don't know, just send me your thoughts and prayers and well wishes and positive energy because I will need them whenever I'm down, whenever I'm sitting there for hours in that little chair getting chemotherapy. But I just want to say hi to Rami Malek, stay safe, and God bless you guys. So, bye.